What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report Weekly News Briefing. It is Sunday, the 6th of August, 2023. Welcome to August. It has been another week of just craziness in the news. As always, the first link below will take you over the Patreon post. That's where you can find all of the latest madness. Let's just jump into it. Your recent cold. Have you got the sniffles during the summer? It may be COVID-19, or maybe it's just a cold. Maybe we could just, do what we normally do, get some chicken noodle soup and, rest for a couple days, and it should go away by itself, maybe, huh? The Biden administration has created the Office of Long COVID. Just a little bit of this.
There sure are, Kieran and Devin. In fact, it really remains one of the biggest mysteries surrounding COVID-19. Why some people recover easily and others suffer lingering symptoms.
The ones that are discovered that are experiencing lingering symptoms, are they vaccinated? I'm just curious. Rand Paul announces official criminal referral, says email shows Fauci COVID testimony absolutely a lie. Good luck with that. Let us know how that turns out. No one was forced to take the vaccine, says Fire. Now listen to this.
No one was forced to have the vaccination. Who made the comment? Was it Dr. Thurin?
Senator, I believe I made that comment.
You made that comment? Right. Mm-hmm. You were in Australia during COVID-19. You must have been fully aware that people, nurses, doctors, people to have their jobs, to keep their jobs, were forced to have the vaccination. Now, do you retract your statement that they were not forced?
Senator, no, I believe firmly that nobody was forced to have a vaccine.
Nah, didn't have to hold you down and give it to you, just had to make it so you couldn't live your life anymore. Here's another one. A tough day for Pfizer in Australia. Senate hearings. Listen to this. They can't explain. Listen to what they can't explain.
Have maintained that the benefit-risk ratio...
That's not the question I asked.
I asked, can you explain why the vaccine causes myocarditis? Yes or no?
Senator, the benefit-risk...
Yes or no?
They have no clue. And it's not medical disinformation anymore now, is it? Let's talk about it. Denver Broncos wide receiver announced today that he was diagnosed with pericarditis, a mild heart irritation. Put a link to that. We got friends say teen who suddenly died was proud church member. July 31st, this is out of North Carolina. All kinds of these stories, they're all out there. New Jersey Lieutenant Governor dies unexpectedly, undisclosed. Undisclosed. It's always an undisclosed medical issue, is it not? Angus Cloud, Euphoria actor, died at 25, unexpectedly. Baffling. Pee Wee Herman, dead at 70. Now, they say he had cancer, but I don't know. Was it cancer or was it something else? Other news going on. Trump pleads not guilty to 2020 election charges after indictment. The big Trump indictment this week. Everyone's drooling over, oh my God, Donald Trump indicted. Check this out. Listen to what the Reverend had to say. This will piss you off.
One day, our children's children will read American history. And can you imagine our reading that James Madison or Thomas Jefferson tried to overthrow the government so they could stay in power? That's what we're looking at. Can
you imagine that the founding fathers tried to overthrow the government? Reverend, do you know how this country came to be in the first place? Man clearly needs a history lesson. And I can't even imagine what the founding fathers would think about what the American people have let this country become now. Over to financial news. How made U.S. stock indexes fared on the Friday? How did we do this week in the markets? Dow Jones fell on Friday, 150. For the week, the Dow was down 393, almost 400 points. It still closed at 35,065. A little bit of shakeup in the market this week because Fitch downgrades U.S. long-term rating to AA plus from AAA. Doesn't really mean anything to me. Whatever. Morgan Stanley credits Bidenomics for much stronger than expected GDP growth, really. Yeah, all is well and back to our brandy, eh? Drop in cardboard sales screams recession, however, that from Zero Hedge. We got CVS plans to lay off 5,000 nationwide, CVS laying people off, and trucking giant Yellow shuts down. You remember Yellow trucks? I mean, when I was a little kid, I used to see Yellow trucks. Shutting down. 99-year-old company. 30,000 staff. 12,000 big rigs. Shut down. IRS unveils paperless processing initiative for taxpayers. For all of the good little slaves, here we could pay your taxes a little easier. Put a link to this from CNBC. Check this out. Eurostar launches world's first walk-through biometric corridor for rail travel. This is right out of the movie. What's the one with Department of Pre-Crime? Put it in the comments. Where they scan your eyeballs when you step onto the train. right out of Minority Report. Pierce Corbin, look at the Aldi app. You can't shop in this Aldi without the Aldi app. Check this out.
A new dystopian store where you're going to be tracked and apt to buy anything. I'm going to buy some strawberries.
You can't buy strawberries without the app, bro.
Exactly the right amount of money here. on the help desk. So you people take that money, £1.90, and I will take my...
No, you're breaking the law. You got to have an app to do that. Pfizer revenue drops 50% as COVID-19 vaccines. Oh, don't worry. There'll be another something come along right away. Don't worry about it. They're not going to lose money forever. City pays costly settlement for COVID-19 arrest of maskless churchgoers. Some good news here. A city that was sued, I forget what this is. It's called Moscow, Idaho. Has agreed to pay $300,000 settlement to, I think, 3 people that were arrested during COVID-19, the mask thing in the church. And I got one at the bottom, miscellaneous news. Madam Maxwell is broke. No money to fund her appeal. Convicted sex trafficker suggests ex-husband swindled her out of millions from sale of... Oh, that's so sad. Over to New World Order and police state news. Have you heard the World Health Organization's plan? Listen to this. Listen carefully.
We're undergoing a soft coup. And the idea is to create a whole new set of laws and ignore the existing human rights laws and other laws under the pretext of pandemic preparedness and the biosecurity agenda.
Listen.
The WHO is developing through all its nations, but with the WHO directorate in the United States in charge, a pandemic treaty and amendments to the existing international health regulations that will remove the human rights protections currently embedded in the IHRs, will enforce surveillance, censorship, get rid of freedom of speech, require governments to censor and only push a single narrative.
It goes on for a while. Remember all that shit we said back in 2009, 2010, 2011? And how crazy we were? It's all mainstream now. Ontario woman asked to donate husband's organs after he was denied transplant for being unvaccinated. We can't save your husband's life, but would you mind donating his organs? Unbelievable. Put a link to that. Other news going on. Teen faces charge after emergency dash to hospital interrupted by Arkansas State Police. This woman was driving her mother, who was having some sort of a heart attack or some sort of condition, on the highway with her flashers on. Cop decided to do a pit maneuver because she wouldn't pull over. You watched the video. It's a woman receiving cancer treatment, speaking of hospitals, told she can no longer be a patient because she's criticizing the rainbow flag. Put a link to that. We got this now. This deputy here thought it was a good idea to tase this guy while he was running in the lanes on the highway. Watch what happens next. I don't know what this guy was running from, but you tell me, is it okay to tase someone in a highway traffic lane so that a car runs them over? I got a lot of other stuff going on here. Young man arrested for sharing Bible on public sidewalk. How dare you? They say it's because it was amplified, I guess.
One word, even in this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself.
Yeah, you can't say that here. Chicago residents blow up over illegals in immigration news. Check this out.
They disrespect us, they rob us, they harass us. And their patience is wearing thin.
Let me say this. They got one more time to deal with it, because otherwise, next time they deal with it, they're going to deal with it from the streets.
People in Chicago are going to take it into their own hands. Illinois governor, however, signs bill allowing non-citizens to become police officers. I don't know what this big white space is about, but here's the story here. How do you feel about that? New York City, sanctuary no more. Frantic Dems now drowning in cesspool of their own creation. Put a link to that. Speaking of that, sanctuary illegal migrants arriving in NYC, overwhelming the city and hotels. This is the scene all around New York City. Put a link to that. A couple more here. NYC health official says illegal immigration bringing tuberculosis and polio to New York. Isn't that lovely? And we got one here. Body found caught on Texas floating border barrier, identified as Honduran migrant. So the floating barrier has now killed someone. I don't think that you should get the death penalty for coming into this country illegally, but you definitely do so at your own risk. I'll say that. Over to World War III news. Ukraine war. Kyiv warns Russia as Moscow skyscraper hit with a second drone attack. They're steadily bombing skyscrapers. Meanwhile, the Northern Fleet ship seriously damaged in drone attack. I think that was one of Russia's ships that was damaged by a Ukrainian attack. Put a link to that. White House says top Russian official pitched North Korea on increasing sale of munitions to Moscow. That from the AP, really. Speaking of North Korea, they respond to UN. On runaway U.S. soldier Travis King, they just said they're aware of the situation and it's under investigation. They didn't say much. They do have him in custody, though. 2 U.S. Navy sailors charged with providing sensitive military information to China. what's going on there. But this source here, I don't know. Hunter Biden was managing director of Chinese military proxy planning and wage warfare against America and make China the world's leading country. I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. I don't know the source. First photos of Chinese-run lab, however, California experimenting with dangerous viruses and endangering mice, engineering mice. This is what's going on in California at a secret Chinese lab. We need a limited military draft. Military.com. What do you think about that? Do you want to sign up and go fight for the New World Order? You might not have a choice. What's with all this shortage in the American military? Badly affected. 75% will be dead in 10 years. Of those affected, of course, you know what they're talking about. I can't say it out loud, but there's the tweet. TheWatchtowers.org says Africa preparing for war in 2023. This whole Niger thing and all of the stuff going on there. Put a link to that. Got a couple more miscellaneous at the bottom. Poland puts NATO on alert after Belarus violates airspace. Troops scramble to the border. That from Express. And I got one here. Cyber attack. Don't know if it's World War III related, but apparently disrupted hospitals and healthcare in several states in the United States. Over to Earth changes in 2012. News not got the earthquake set up for 6 points and above for the past week. We had a 6.2 on the 5th, a 6.1 on the 5th, and a 6.0 on the 4th. Not too much going on with the earthquakes. I'll put a link to the data. 2 supermoons may bring earthquakes. Who knows? 2 supermoons. Blue moon appears meteor shower to light up the sky in August 2023. So we got some big stuff coming up for the sky watchers. China, 31,000 forced to flee homes in Beijing as typhoon brings heavy rains. Man, they got some crazy footage here of the flooding going on. This is from The Guardian. I mean, all over China. Big floods going on. Italy admits wildfires not caused by climate change after arsonists caught red-handed. Be advised. Boiling ocean temperatures. Update on the Florida ocean sea temperatures. Record drops 15 degrees Fahrenheit in just 48 hours. Kind of reminds me of the movie Day After Tomorrow. I don't know what's going on. Klaus Schwab's daughter says permanent climate lockdowns are coming, whether you like it or not. Really, you just try it, bitch. Put a link to that from the people's voice. That's my voice. Driver says he was trapped. We got electric car doom and hot Tesla after battery died. Couldn't get out. You couldn't use your elbow, break the window. I mean, that's how I would get out. Why would you buy a car that has no manual way to unlock the door? No slide, nothing? Seriously? That's your own fault. California man charged. We got boat doom with several counts of boating while intoxicated after crashing boat into house at Lake of the Ozarks. Sorry. Put a link to that. Explosion in Thailand. We got explosions this week. Fireworks warehouse kills at least 12. Put a link to that. We got New York City. They're doing their thing to clean up the environment. I don't entirely disagree with this, although the article wording is a little deceptive. New York City to begin banning ketchup and napkins and takeout orders. That's not exactly true. What it says is that you have to request these things. And I'm kind of for that, because how many times you get fast food or something that's full of, 20 ketchup packets and a bunch of napkins that you don't use? Yeah, that's a little step they can take to clean things up. I mean, you can still get it upon request. In space, we got Voyager 2. NASA picks up heartbeat signal after setting the wrong command. The way this article first read was they lost the spacecraft after setting the wrong command, so I guess they got it back. Pretty big oops. And I got one at the bottom. Are aliens real? People online don't seem to care either way. Stay tuned to my shout-outs for more. I will say for me, though, when hot green alien bitches ring my doorbell, then I'll really care. Over to strange and bizarre news. We got some strange stuff this week. Bloody passenger arrested after putting Delta flight attendant in chokehold. I don't think they have any video on this, but there's a local story here. We got Delta Airlines staff did nothing as drunk passengers sexually assaulted a New York teen and mom on 9-hour flight to JFK, says lawsuit. I don't know what's going on there. How does that happen on a plane? We got here, apparently slides are killing people. Check out this slide. It's supposed to be safe for kids, not even safe for adults. I don't know. The cop got his ass kicked coming down that slide. I don't know what's going on there. French daredevil, known for skyscraper stunts, plummets to his death from 68th floor. Well, as Patrick Swayze said, it's not tragic to die doing something you love. Put a link to that. Rest in peace. This guy here learned the hard way. He wanted to be a jerk, wouldn't leave, so dad removes him. Coach gave him life coaching.
Just move away from my property.
He won't move away from my property. So I moved him away from my property. We got this here too. High IQs females have gun battle on live stream. We got more of this stuff going on. Don't shoot at me.
Bitch, don't play with me. Bitch, I'll walk you hoes down.
I'll walk you hoes down.
Bitch, don't play with me. Don't shoot at me, hoes. Y'all got me fucked up out here. Don't shoot at me. Bitch, don't shoot at me.
Another live gun battle. This guy here tried to take on the Norway King's Guard, and they chase him down. He was fighting with the King's Guard. They chase him down. Watch this. He goes down hard on the pavement. Put a link to that. Don't fight the King's Guard. Canadian PM Justin Trudeau announces separation from his wife. Wow, that's kind of a big thing. I wonder if it has anything to do with this. Rumors are circulating that Justin Trudeau and the Director of Finance, Obama and Larry Sinclair, Had a steamy love affair. I don't know. FBI, woman escapes makeshift cinder block cell. This is like some put the lotion in the basket type stuff here. I don't know. Good for her. I'm glad she got away. Drag queen dressed in blood throws tampons at children at family-friendly Pride event festival in England. Let's see what happens here. Yep, that's what's going on. And I got one at the bottom. A zoo in China apparently denies speculation that their bears are actually humans in disguise after the bear stands up and starts waving at people. I don't know, you tell me. I have no idea. For all the news, please check my favorites. There's all kinds of fresh over there. Trump pled not guilty. We got that stuff going on. Are You Ready For It? Put out a great rant. However, if you don't like bad language or if you're easily offended, do not watch that rant. It's 27 minutes long. I watched it twice. I thought it was awesome. Female police officer threatens to use taser on man's genitals. I'll put a link to that. That's over my favorites. You had Tim Pool, had Roseanne Barr on. Definitely check out my favorites. Thank you to everybody still putting out content, keeping everybody informed. There's definitely some good stuff over there. I got a few shout-outs, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Shout-out to Tim Pool regarding the thing about the government, the whole thing, and non-human biological, people don't seem to care that there's aliens or whatever. Tim Pool responded to NBC News saying, because you're all fucking lying pieces of shit, go fuck yourselves. Now, Tim Pool is not one to use bad language, but I just thought that was awesome. I had to throw a shout-out to him. Shout out to the Jacuzzi Bear in the summer heat. Bear spotted in Southern California backyard jacuzzi. He's chilling in the jacuzzi. Shout out to him. Shout out to the owl. Have you ever seen an owl's ear? Somebody posted this on GLP this week. I just thought this was pretty cool. Check this out. That's an owl's ear. I didn't know that. Crazy when you look at it. Shout out to Elon Musk Parody account. Check it out. This is how Elon Musk comes up with these great ideas, right? Okay. I don't know what he's smoking there. Maybe he's smoking weed. I don't know. But he's looking at this picture. He's looking at this picture. And that's the idea. I just thought that was awesome. I mean, is that awesome or what? Maybe I'm the only one. And shout out to the Sikh grocery store owner. Oh my God. Check out how they handled this. Yes. Yes. We need more of this.
Ain't nothing you can do though.
Watch this. Watch this.
Ain't nothing you can do, man. Tell you call police.
Guy behind over here said, "Oh, nothing you can do but call the police." No. This is our store.
No, hey, don't. Hey, ain't nothing you can do, man.
I'm trying to tell him don't do anything.
Don't do that.
Really?
Man. Don't do that.
Ah! I kill you! I kill you! Yes! 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 Beat his ass until the police get there. Okay? No! I kill you! I kill you! Yes! Big shout out and much love. That's what needs to happen! That's how you take this country back! That's how you stop all this crime. That's all I got for this week, guys. If you liked the report, please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you thought it sucked, it's the worst you've ever seen, you never want to see again, please rate, though. It helps me move around. You can also follow me on all my links below. The Twitch shoots, the bitters, the gabs, slurring my speech. You can support me on Patreon or directly with DonorBox. I put a lot into these reports. It's late at night. It's about 2 in the morning now. I probably won't have this up till about 4. I got a lot of editing to do, but I'm doing it for you so you can have the news on a Sunday morning. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on a Sunday morning. I love you guys so much. Tell me what you think is coming next. The World War III stuff seems to be at a lull. The COVID stuff is kind of at a lull. The vaccine stuff's kind of at a lull. I don't know. Donald Trump indictment. There's word that he's going to be indicted next week in Atlanta or something like that. I saw Fulton County was making preparations for something. I don't know. It's madness. You guys take care, stay safe, though. Remain vigilant, be ready for anything at any time. I love you very much. I will see you on the next one.